All right, let's dive deeper into this disaster. When Disney bought Lucasfilm back in 2012, they must have thought they were getting the goose that laid the golden egg. Fast forward a decade, and it seems like they've managed to strangle that goose with a series of mind-numbingly bad decisions. The latest casualty? The Acolyte, a show so overhyped and underdelivered that its cancellation feels less like a surprise and more like a mercy killing. Let's break it down. The Acolyte was supposed to be this grand, ambitious exploration of the Star Wars universe, set in a brand new era with brand new characters. Sounds exciting, right? Well, not when you realize that Disney threw $180 million at this thing like it was pocket change. And for what? A show that barely registered a blip on anyone's radar. It's almost like they believe slapping the Star Wars name on something would automatically make it a hit. Newsflash, Disney, even the most die-hard fans have limits. And it's not just the Acolyte. Oh no, this is part of a much bigger problem. Disney is floundering with their live-action Star Wars series on Disney+. It's like they're desperately throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. But the problem is, nothing's sticking. The Book of Boba Fett, absolute dumpster fire. Fans were so hyped to see one of the most legendary bounty hunters in the galaxy finally get his own show. And what did they get? A snooze fest that did more damage to the character than anything the Sarlacc could have done. The fact that it's not getting a second season is less of a shock and more of a relief. And what about Obi-Wan Kenobi? Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen reprising their iconic roles should have been a slam dunk. Instead, we got a lukewarm limited series that left fans feeling like they'd been sold a bill of goods. Sure, McGregor and Christensen are game to do more, but Disney seems content to leave them hanging in limbo. Maybe they're afraid to commit after the mixed reception, or maybe they're just too busy scrambling to figure out what the hell they're doing with this franchise. Let's not forget The Mandalorian, the one show that actually managed to bring some hope back to the Star Wars fanbase. But even that feels like it's teetering on the edge of disaster. We don't even know if there's going to be a season 4, and honestly, with the way things are going, it wouldn't be surprising if Disney decides to just wrap it up with the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu film. It's like they're so scared of screwing it up that they might just call it quits before they can. So what does that leave us with? Ahsoka. That's right, the only live-action Star Wars series that we know for sure is getting a second season. But given Disney's track record lately, how much faith can we really have in that? Now, let's take a quick detour to Marvel, because believe me, they're not exactly knocking it out of the park either. Disney's approach to Marvel's Disney Plus shows has been almost as scatterbrained as their handling of Star Wars. Sure, we got Loki Season 2, which was a rare win, but most of these shows feel like filler, like they're just there to keep us busy until the next big movie drops. Remember when Falcon and the Winter Soldier was supposed to lead into Captain America 4? Yeah, that didn't pan out quite as expected, and who even knows what's happening with Hawkeye? It's like they're throwing characters at the wall and hoping we care enough to keep watching. But there's a difference here. At least with Marvel, there are still new shows being announced, even if they're hit or miss. Daredevil Born Again, sure, that could be cool. Wonder Man and Ironheart, maybe they'll be decent. But Star Wars, that's a whole other level of bleak. Outside of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka, what do we have? A whole lot of nothing. Disney seems to have realized that they're not getting the return on investment they expected from these shows, and now they're slamming on the brakes. It's almost tragic when you think about it. Star Wars used to be this untouchable, monolithic franchise that could do no wrong. But now, it's a shadow of its former self limping along with a couple of half-baked ideas and a desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, they can turn this ship around. But the truth is, they're lost in the woods, and it doesn't look like they have a map to find their way out. Maybe it's time for a break. Maybe Disney needs to step back and actually think about what made Star Wars great in the first place. Because right now it feels like they're just throwing money at the problem and hoping it goes away. But guess what, Disney? No amount of money can fix bad storytelling, no amount of hype can save a soulless cash grab, and no amount of spin can make us forget how badly you've botched this. So what's next? Maybe a miracle will happen and they'll figure it out. Or maybe we'll be stuck watching the slow decline of one of the most beloved franchises in history. Either way, it's going to be a hell of a ride. Buckle up, because if this is the state of Star Wars now, who knows what the future holds? If you stayed till the end of the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below your thoughts on the current state of Disney Plus.